In this video, I'll be breaking down the recent news that is shaking the real estate industry after the National Association of Realtors settled a lawsuit that could impact the way people buy and sell homes. I'll be giving an overview of what the ruling states and how this could impact you as a buyer or a seller, and how this is going to impact realtors and the real estate industry moving forward. In this video, I won't be getting into the validity of this lawsuit and whether or not realtors are over or underpaid for their services, but at a later date, I will be putting out a video on that topic. What's up everyone? Toby Fernie, local realtor here in Monterey County. If you're new to the channel, it is all things real estate and living here in the Monterey area. Likes and subscriptions to the channel are greatly appreciated. If you're a buyer looking for your dream home in the area or a seller wondering the value of your home in today's market, be sure to give me a call, send me a text or an email, and let me know how I can help you reach your real estate goals. After this ruling, like most realtors, I did a ton of research about what this is going to do to impact the real estate market moving forward. There have been dozens of articles on this topic that have come out recently, and I've seen reactions ranging from "this isn't going to change the real estate industry at all," to "this is going to be a benefit for buyers and sellers," to "this is going to implode the real estate industry as we know it." So let's start by getting into the details of what this lawsuit said. Now, the $418 million lawsuit won't be settled until July, and I'm sure that it will be appealed, but if and when this does go into effect, this is going to impact the real estate market in several ways. Currently, in order to list your home on the multiple listing service, MLS, which then populates your home onto all of the marketing sites like a Realtor.com and Zillow, a seller has to be willing to provide a commission to both the seller's agent and buyer's agent. It could be as little as 1% or a flat fee. It's pretty typical nationwide for this fee to be anywhere between 4 to 6%. This is going to then be split, typically 50-50, between the buyer's agent and the seller's agent. This fee is and has been negotiable since a 1950 Supreme Court ruling. This is also stated on the very first page of the listing contract in many states like California, which apparently the sellers who brought this lawsuit either didn't read that or said that it wasn't properly explained to them. Let's keep in mind that you've always been able to represent yourself when you buy or sell a house. Doesn't usually go as well as when you get professional representation, but I digress. The change that will occur as a result of this lawsuit starting in July is that sellers no longer have to agree to provide a buyer's side commission in order to list their house on the MLS. Sellers can still provide a commission to the buyer's agent out of the proceeds of their sale, but this won't be something that can be listed as a line item or advertised on the MLS. This commission amount could then be shared directly from the seller's agent to the buyer's agent who is interested in bringing their clients by that listing. The suit indicated that buyer's agents were only agreeing to bring their clients by to those listings that had a 3% side for the buyers and were therefore colluding with seller's agents in order to get a higher sale price and get more money out of the buyers and sellers. Personally, and most agents who are worth their salt, will show their clients the houses that they're interested in seeing, regardless of what the percentage is on the commission. The second significant change from this suit is that buyers are now going to have to sign into a contract prior to working with their buyer's agent. This form is something that already exists, and there are some agents out there who require their buyers to sign this prior to working with them, but I wouldn't say that it's a common practice. As an example, I've been in real estate for 11 years, and I've never once asked a buyer to sign a contract prior to getting the process started with working with me. That typically happens after we're in contract. This component will probably be a good thing for realtors. It will ensure that realtors are protecting their time and make sure that if you are working with a buyer, they're not going to be simultaneously working with another agent. It will, however, hurt the buyer, because if you're unhappy with your buyer's agent, you won't just be able to walk away working with them until you absolve your contract. This buyer agreement will also indicate what the buyer is willing to compensate their agent in the event that the sellers are not willing to provide the commission out of the proceeds of their sale to the buyer's agent. So how is this going to impact the industry for buyers and sellers? I've seen quite a few articles indicating that this is going to drastically change the real estate market and that it's going to make homes significantly more affordable for buyers. I'd say that's a bit of a pipe dream. Sellers who are still being represented by an agent are going to want what all sellers want: to sell their home for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time for the least amount of hassle. The majority of sellers are going to look and see that, for example, their neighbors sold their house for $700,000 6 months ago, so therefore they're going to want to sell their house for $750,000. That's how most sellers think, and they're not going to be thinking back to the fact that there were higher real estate fees that were associated with that sale when their neighbor sold the house. And if buyers are having to pay an agent anyways, this is going to drop their purchasing power because they're going to have additional fees that they have to pay for if they want representation, and they're going to have less money to put towards the purchase of a home. At the end of the day, I think that this ruling impacts buyers the most. My concern, that like most things in our society, this is not going to impact the wealthy or upper middle class consumers. They're going to see the value of having representation when they go to purchase the most expensive asset in their lifetime and have the additional money to get that representation. The buyers that it will impact the most is going to be those moderate to middle income families. In the 6 years that I've been doing real estate in California, I've helped 55 groups of buyers purchase a home. And I would say about 50 of those groups were completely maxed out in the money that they were putting towards the down payment and all of the closing costs associated with purchasing a house. Most buyers end up purchasing at the very top of their budget and are maxed out in terms of what they're able to spend, which is in large part why sellers have paid for the buyer's agent commission out of the proceeds that they're getting from selling that asset. This could result in buyers wanting to represent themselves, and even though HGTV doesn't make it look like this, purchasing a home can be pretty complicated. And there are quite a few things that you can overlook. If you don't have hundreds of hours available into putting into understanding the complexities of purchasing a home, it's probably not going to go well for you when you go to purchase your home, even if you've done it before. I would say that it took me about 10 transactions to feel really comfortable and truly understand the best way to go about helping my clients purchase a home when I started my real estate career in Massachusetts, and probably took me about 5 sales when I started my career in California, as every state and even every county is different when it comes to purchasing and selling real estate. And that was with hours upon hours of professional development, passing both state licensure exams, and having colleagues and brokerages to lean on for support. This could also result in some buyers deciding to go directly with the seller's agent to help them with their purchase, which is not something typically that is recommended, because as a seller's agent, you sign a fiduciary agreement with the seller saying that you're going to do your best in order to get them the best possible terms and highest price. So if a buyer is going to be working with the seller's agent, they could be putting their own personal interests of getting the best possible terms and lowest price in conflict. At that point, the agent would be more so a mediator rather than somebody who is representing your personal interests as a buyer and a seller individually. Could become a mess if this is a common practice, and there's going to be a lot of buyers and sellers out there feeling like their agent wasn't working to represent them to the best of their ability. Let's see how this could impact real estate professionals. There are over 1.5 million realtors throughout the country, and this news has sent shockwaves throughout the industry, with differing opinions being anywhere from this is a good thing to this is going to cause the real estate industry to implode, probably time to move on to a new career. It would be in my professional opinion that in most cases, sellers are still going to want to sell their home for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. And how do you do that? By bringing in the most buyers who are qualified to come see your property. Buyer's agents have clients that they're actively working with, helping them to navigate the purchasing process. Many sellers are still going to want to provide this commission as things have currently been in order to incentivize buyer's agents to recommend that their clients come by and take a look at their house when it's on the market and recognize that buyers have a lot of upfront costs when they're purchasing their house. Adding another 2 to 3% of that cost on top of everything could turn away many potential buyers who want representation but can't afford to pay that commission. As is the case anytime there's a change, there's going to be companies, agencies, and individual agents out there who are trying to take advantage of this new situation. Some agencies or agents are going to be willing to take a low percentage or a flat fee. As is the case with most things in life, you get what you pay for. There are already discount brokerages and agencies like Redfin who offer a flat fee or a low percentage to work with them, and there have been countless disappointed consumers and quite a few lawsuits. As a realtor, it's important to recognize the value that you bring and the support that you're going to provide to your clients as a buyer's or a seller's agent. If consumers are looking for an agent who is going to go to bat for their best interest, along with all of the qualities and aspects that make up a strong real estate agent who can help you with one of the most important purchases or sales of your life, then they're going to understand the value that real estate agents provide, and they're going to want to work with you. I know personally that I wouldn't want to go into surgery without the top qualified surgeon and doctor there. I wouldn't want to go into court without the best lawyer there representing me. And I wouldn't want to purchase or sell a home without a quality real estate agent there to guide me through the process. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I would say only time will tell if this is going to be just a minor bump in the road for the real estate industry or if it's going to change things drastically. If you're a seller in the area or a buyer looking for your dream home and you're looking for an agent who is going to have your best interest in mind, be sure to give me a call, send me a text, or an email at toby.fernie@gmail.com. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned for future content all about real estate and living here in Monterey, California.
Click the icon to subscribe to more content from living in Monterey, California.